Solomon Davis from Right Side Trading, where you can learn to trade on the right side with confidence. Today is November 15th, 2021, and this is a quick morning trade review where I'm reviewing I'm looking at the Russell right now. The Russell is at the top, and actually I really traded the ES also this morning. But Russell is one of the things I've been looking at. Again, this is all for educational purposes only. As we all know, trading is risky. You can and you will lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. I'm going to try to go over this pretty quick here. To show you what I'm seeing. First of all, the market is at a top. The market made a top, made this big push, this big rally up. We made a higher this last week, and right now we're beginning to roll over, I'd say. And trading at this top is always really kind of hard for me, So I have to kind of like sit back and watch. Once it gets up here, that's how it was last week, and that's how it looks like it's going to be this week. This is just the first day of a weekly candle that I'm looking at here. So just want to show you that right quick and where we at and kind of why I'm in the mood and the way I'm doing things. First of all, on this for this morning right here, I want to look at this. I'm looking at this first. Let me turn some of this other stuff off. Maybe that might confuse people or give them. What we're looking at here is just this first red. First of all, the morning was at an R2 level. That's a resistance 2 level, and it was dropping from that resistance 2 level. So you kind of expect a downward play, even though your stochastic in the morning when the market open was also down here at the bottom. But look at down here on our master stochastic, I call it. It was giving us a downward trade, down trade, down trade, down trade. So again, your first trade should have been a down trade. This trend line kind of was showing me. I drew this later here just to see when was this thing actually going to break this downward trend that it was in, and it broke it here, and now we look like we was kind of came back up only to a what I call my L1 level or resistance. Also, this is a support. Support 1 level. This thing went from a support to a resistance 1 down to resistance 2, down to pivot, all the way down to a support 1 and down to support 2. This market really moved this morning for the Russell, and also it was some good trading. Good trade to the downside was available there. So just want to show that, and let's take a quick look on the other charts. So it was a pretty good downward days, and downward days are not my days. Kind of like the trade, really. I don't want to go to the Dow. Let's go over here again on this one. It gave you a downward play. Again, with the future market, you have to look at things like beforehand. And one of the traders that I talk with and I trade with, she noticed that before the market opened, a lot of times we do get these signals before the market open. And again, it was a downward play, even though the stochastic was already down here. That's why I'm saying you have to study your indicators, study the things that you're actually using, and see how well they actually work. You should record data and look at this stuff and see what it's doing for you. How can you use it to your advantage and give yourself an edge? But downward play all the way down. And it did give you another little quick up play, but usually in the down market and at the top, you need to ignore these and wait for your next downward play. And again, like I said, it gave you another quick little upward play. As you can see, it only gives you, not even a full point at times, and then it was back. Then it gave you another downward play, and that's what you're looking for, and that's how you need to use these indicators. And let me just take one more look at one other thing. We looked at that one already. This one. This is my custom one that I normally use all the time. Again, if you know me, I'm a pivot. I pivot into stochastic and stuff. I'm looking at it bouncing off again, a resistance 2 level coming down, big red candle down. So again, red candle down. First thing is my candles. My candle telling me to go down, and I'm at resistance levels and coming off resistance level and then trading towards the direction that the resistance level that you would think it would take you. Again, that's the way you trade. You trade it to the downside. Your first target, again, you want to see if it can actually really, because it already had broken resistance 1 on that first 5 minute, and it was almost the second line here is really a pivot. Will it reach pivot, and then will it? I know, based on the studying this thing, it likes going from this H1 down to this L1. So my target was it going to go make it all the way down to L1? Yes, it did. And actually even went, then looking at your pivots, it went down. That's a support 1, support 2 level. And I think this is a support 3 level. and all that it didn't quite make it to. But that's what all I really want to share. That's all I really want to look at. And that's how you kind of looking at it after the fact. But then the thing is, I'm trying to get people to realize you need to record this information and see how these things work day in and day out. And what's the pattern here? People say there's not patterns in the markets. Here at Right Side Trading, we believe there are patterns in the markets. And the thing is, you just got to learn to see them, and I learned to identify them when you see them. Things are not going to be exactly the same. It's not those type of patterns. But, again, it's just humans out there, machines out there, whatever trading people, humans actually program these machines. So they tend to do some similar things, you know, day in and day out. And just it's up to you to see if you can find those similarities that's actually happening in the market. Again, this is Solomon from Right Side Trading, where you can learn to trade on the right side with confidence. Talk to you later. Bye.